Hi everyone, it's April DeMarco and I'm here with part 2 of Help Me Plan a Clean and Raw Food Party. I had some obstacles recently in entertaining. They were, one, I wanted to have a raw and clean menu to really reflect me. It was my big 4-0 and I wanted to be authentic and true to myself. And that didn't seem to be very much of a problem. My second obstacle was I didn't want to alienate others. And the middle ground in that was inviting and allowing other people to bring food in a family gathering. It's so much part of our family clan, especially for the mom of each household, my sister-in-laws, my mother-in-law, my mom. Everybody contributes by bringing their favorite and their most prized dish. And so I decided to allow there to be that kind of variety. And that also helped welcoming everyone. And my third obstacle was how to do this on a budget. Things that I can make ahead and things that I can make in bulk. So I relied mostly on going with party themes of foods that were salsas, guacamoles, vegetable spreads, fresh fruit in bowls, and so that these things weren't so odd or unusual to people who eat the standard American diet, but using fresh organic ingredients and making them in ways that is true to my clean eating just made them the best versions possible. And all of my guests were wowed. I had lots of vegetable salads with fresh herbs in the dressings. The big winner of the day was the carrot clarity salad. To say that 10 times fast. And so in this way, those obstacles were met. Because what a lot of people like to do is bring dessert, I was a little worried that I needed a kind of a safe spot and a healthy spot in the dessert part of the day. Many of the dishes that other people want to bring are desserts, especially my family is traveling from quite a ways, and it's easiest, doesn't have to usually be refrigerated. So I came up with the idea of a watermelon cake, which is what I'm going to show you today. I'm very proud of this because of all of the recipe searching and hunting and reading that I've done since my adventure in this kind of healthy eating is I've never seen this. So I really feel that this is my contribution, hopefully one of many. So what I had envisioned is that I would have a 2-tier cake, much like a 2-tier birthday cake or wedding cake, where the top tier is a little bit smaller than the bottom tier. And I imagine just using the center rounds of 1 or 2 watermelons and then sizing them in that way. This was such an easy thing to do and such a big hit. Let me see if I can recreate it for you today. What I need is a marker to help me do some leveling, a serrated edge knife to go through this thick skin, and I just want to start off by taking off the nose ends where the watermelon begins to narrow down. So I'm going to try that over here, and it's not going to be perfect. It is springtime in New York, and so finding a really big watermelon was quite difficult. So maybe where you are, that's not such a challenge, and I'm sure I've seen these, double in size, and it won't be hard at all. What you really want is one that has a nice wide center to it before it narrows off in the nose. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to start to saw. And I'm going to try as best I can to do this in a level way, but it's really the first cut is the kindest. The second one will really help make that tier flat. Okay, plenty of watermelon to be cubed up and added to a side bowl. And here's what I was talking about, how that first layer is a little bit gentler. No matter how much of an angle or awkward that I had made that first cut, I can use my ruler here and to make a level line as I go around this watermelon so I have a nice base on my cake. So I am going to think about 3 inches. Is that too much? No, I think that'll be fine. So I'm just going to hold this as a guide and turn it around, see if I can have an even mark. And it meets right up. Now I may not need this second smaller watermelon. I can take hopefully that second tier from the same center of this watermelon, just cut out a smaller center. So let's see how I can do here. So I'm going to turn it as I cut to try to stay true to this level line that I've drawn. Making a video isn't as easy as you might think. I suggest everybody give it a try at least once. Ah! Okay. Almost there. You know, people have said to me in the past, oh, wouldn't you love a cooking show? My answer anymore is no. I've explored the path. What I'd really love is an eating show. Because that is my favorite part. All right, I think I've done service to this. Ooh, let's see. Awesome. Okay. I have a little bit of an odd chunk here on the top. I'm just going to take that right off. And what I really want to do is eat that right now, but I know I'm on video. So as you can see, this would be my bottom. Ideally, you'd have mine's a little like a triangular shaped watermelon. You would have a nice center to it, and you have to take off the rind. Because you end up cutting it and serving it just like a cake. So I'm just going to make a little space here for my knife to get in, and then I am going to circle this out. And you know, if you really want to get fancy, you could use a plate as a template. This is probably perfect. So I'm going to now see again if I can use this plate and cut off the rind, but trying to keep that geometric shape. You know, so when people see it, it's obvious what I've done. It doesn't look like a haphazard art project. I'm losing my space just a little. I'm going to recenter and come back on here. Okay, I think I should be done here. With all luck, it kind of breaks apart. A little bit of pulp that's still stuck to the rind. A little bit more. Awesome. There you go. Off to the side. So here's the first layer of my watermelon cake. Isn't that just amazing how that comes out? So in order to really have that full vision, you could serve it just like this, but I think I need the second tier on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same watermelon, I'm going to cut a smaller tier, measure out and cut a smaller tier for the top. Now you can see in the finished photo what I did on that day is I covered the layers, decorated them with some mint, and I have a sauce I'm going to show you when I'm done to pour over it just to really knock it up, take it up a notch, and to make it a little bit more special. So let's see, am I going to go a full 3 inches here? I think I'd be better off with 2. I don't think I have that much watermelon here. I will give it a shot. Oh, let me try 3. Isn't it amazing just what a ruler and a marker can do? Okay, I'm going to give this my second tier a shot at slicing it. Let's see, hold it this way. And I don't want to go too deep in the pulp in case I make a mistake. I'm trying just to kind of score it around on my first shot. I've gotten so many requests to make this again, and it doesn't even have to be this fancy. When you taste this sauce, if you go ahead and give this recipe a try, you know that you could just do this watermelon cubed in a bowl, in a serving bowl, that's easy for a crowd with the sauce on top. I think this layer came out better than my first. at the risk of making the most boring video ever, watching me slice a watermelon, I think we're done. All right. Now, of course, what I want is I want a smaller circle for the top, or else it's just going to look like a tower. So let's see if I have a smaller lid. And I do, right handy, I have perfect second smaller lid here. I'm going to move around that lifting notch for that Tupperware. Right out of the center. I'm using a seedless watermelon. Makes it a little easier for serving and for guests for eating. I'm getting good at this. So here is my second layer. Now, you want to get fancy, you can add cashew cream, fresh whipped cream, blueberries, a layer of pineapple in between. I'll tell you, knock your socks off. People aren't going to really know what hit them, because the best part of this cake is the sauce that I put over it. I've been seeing a lot of watermelon salads in the past couple of years with feta cheese and some different dressings on them, and I've come up with my own here, my own variation. I have local honey from Hudson Valley Honey Incorporated from Cortland Manor, which is actually the town I live in. So I am going to add some honey in here into my mixing bowl. And that really looks so good I could lick the fork. And then there's some fresh pressed lime juice. If you thought watermelon was hard to find in April in New York, try lime juice, fresh limes. Let's put some lime juice right over that. And what I want to do is I want to just make sure that it's still the consistency of a glaze, something that's going to fall right over this cake. You could add to this, you could add mint, you could add ginger, you could add even something to make it a little spicy, cayenne or some red pepper flakes. You know, even, I'm not a big drinker. I'm actually, if this is hysterical if you know me, because I really don't drink at all. Even some vodka, if it was an adult party, make it a little special. I don't know. I don't know where that fits in on the clean rules, but maybe there's organic vodka somewhere. I'm sure there has to be. So this alone, honey and lime, is just fantastic. So that's good. And then what you would do is you would just pour it right over, and you see it just dripping down and pooling up on those layers. Can you see? I'm so thrilled with this. And then when it's time to eat and serve, here's the hysterical part about this cake, is you actually cut it. My odd-handled knife here, it's really an Italian bread knife. But you cut the layers of the shape of this cake, just as you would a traditional cake. Look at that. Put it on the plate. You can have all of the extra fruit around. I really ran out of some groceries here the week after the party. And have your watermelon cake. You know what I'm eating for lunch today? I'm sorry. Was that rude to take 2 bites on a video? Thank you very much, everyone. It was a wonderful birthday, and I knocked them out with all of the fresh menus that I had. Plenty of salads, even an herb new roasted potato salad. It just couldn't have been better. I'll try to post some other of the pics of the huge food line here. I've got this great 12-foot island in my kitchen, and we had all the dishes lined up, and people were just coming around and sharing the food, and that's what it's really mostly about. It was wonderful to hit them up with some great surprises and fresh, healthy ways to eat, but most of all, we were together, and that's what mattered. So at your next party, maybe give it a try. I wanted to mention that in being in this family, I met my husband 20 years ago this summer. I'd really never been to a family party that didn't have soda. So just by having fresh squeezed lemonade with stevia and green mint tea all day to serve and drink, that was like a huge step forward. And no one asked for soda. No one asked why there wasn't any soda. So it's making some of these changes in your larger family sect for people who generally are eating the standard American diet can be done. Don't be intimidated. I'm with you. Post me if you give this a shot below. Bye now.